Hey, scrappy people. Traci Reed here today, coming at you with my very first layout using the brand new Felicity collection. This layout is a part of the Felicity team YouTube hop, so there are links to all the other YouTube videos that are happening today with the Felicity collection via the TRD team in the description box below. There's also a blog post linked if you just want to go over to the blog post and check out all of the beautiful projects, but I'm going to be creating a life crafted page, of course, with this collection and this photo of my husband and I on our recent motorcycle ride to the Kentucky, Virginia, Tennessee border. It was really fun, of course, and it's made me feel happy. And the Felicity collection is all about documenting your happiness. So I have a lot of the stickers and things pulled out from this collection. I kind of have an idea kicking around in my head already, so let's get started.
So this layout took surprisingly a lot longer than I thought it would. I think I was spoiled for choice with all of the embellishments and stickers and everything that I had printed from this collection. Obviously, I print the entire collection to do my unboxing videos, so I have so much product when I go to make my layouts that I sometimes feel like I'm overwhelmed with the amount of product. But pretty quickly I committed to going with circles for this layout because there are a lot of circles in the Felicity collection, whether it be like the half circles of the of the rainbows, that's what I was looking for, the half circles of the rainbows, or there's a lot of circular and wonky circle embellishment, so I thought that it would be a good idea to go with the circles. So you can see I've got all of the little printed colorful circles with those hearts. I decided to go with these craft ones though to start with to incorporate the craft journaling card that I just cut out. So I don't want to have too many, so I'm just kind of taking one type of embellishment at a time and going with that. So I know I want to use a journal card on this side because first of all, it takes up a lot of space and I only have the one photo I'm working with. So I want to use a journal card, but I do have this journaling circle that I thought maybe I would use because obviously it's a circle. I'm not quite sure which direction I'm going to go yet, but I'm just putting things down. So we've got more craft going on. This is from both the craft circles and the craft tear right there, the notebook paper, are from the digital kit, so is the frame. So I'm incorporating a lot of digital kit embellishments that I printed into this layout too. I've been trying to print more digital embellishments that aren't the stickers for a while now so that you guys can see how easy it is to incorporate the digital kit into your printable projects as well. So this scalloped doily is also from the digital kit. So I'm starting to build clusters here. I'm starting to create a lot of layers to really make the layout dynamic and interesting. You can see that there is a lot going on already. I'm trying to also make sure that I am balancing the amount of dark blue and dark green with the craft and the pink. So the dark blue and the dark green make a really big impact. So when I'm using them together, obviously your eye is really drawn to the places where I'm putting the dark green and the dark blue. So I'm trying to make sure that it's not too heavy on either color in any particular place. This Carefree wood veneer title is also from the digital kit, and I want to use this sunshine too, but I'm starting to feel like I'm getting to that point where I've got a lot of words going on. I don't have too many. Sometimes I use way more than this, but I've got enough that I'm going, I feel like we're getting pretty, like there's a lot of things being said on this layout and I don't want to get overwhelmed with too many words. So I'm kind of pulling in these little tiny heart circles, and I've backed my photo in some blue and white stripes. And because I backed my photo in those blue and white stripes, I'm trying to be really conscious of how much dark blue is on this layout. So I'm going to end up changing the journaling card that I'm going to use. And I don't do it quite yet, but I felt like there was between that and the edge of the paper and the journal mat, I felt like there was too much blue striping going on. I feel like that's what was going on in my brain. So I'm not struggling, but I'm like a little bit hesitant right now about what I want this to look like. I know that I want to obviously lean heavily on the circles, but other than that, I'm like, do I want a lot of blue? But it looks great. I love that blue and white stripe behind the photo, and I'm gonna go with it and we're gonna make it work. So I'm using that frame from the digital kit, and then I felt like when I put it down there was like a big blank space there, so I'm like, what do I need there? What would fill up that space but not look weird and awkward? I'm gonna put down this doily. It's kind of hard to see on film because it's a little blown out, but it's like a half circle doily scallop from the digital kit, and it's got paint on it. It's really fun. Okay, so I'm gonna put this right here on my photo, and I love the way that it's almost like bubbles, right? All of these circles kind of floating up off the page look like bubbles to me. I'm gonna put this carefree right here. Of course, I lose my I can't find my glue, so I have to use glossy accents to stick my little things down, which is kind of annoying, but I find it later. Punch my holes before I put anything else down on the inside so that I know that I'm not going to punch through that carefree word. Putting my title down. So this side is starting to come together. I'm still feeling like I need something in that frame to make it not look like a weird empty frame. And then I'm going to have to put this stuff down too. And I feel like there's a good balance of blue on this side. That craft paper circle underneath the heart really separates the blue heart from the rest of the composition, so I thought that that worked out well. I'm going to put this label from the digital kit too. It says, "How lucky am I that I get to love you?" There's not really a lot of luck references in this March collection. I didn't really want it to be like a St. Patrick's Day collection, but there's a couple of lucky or blessed references just to tie it into a March theme. So this is way too small to go in that circle. It was not working for me, but I'm going to put a circular label in there and it fits perfectly. And I'll just put the date on there or where we were, just like as a note as opposed to my journaling. But because I'm gonna put the date and the location there, it kind of takes away from my journaling. Not takes away as in like visually or story wise, but like takes some vital information from my journaling, and it's going to make my journaling take up less space. So because my journaling is going to take up less space and I don't want those repetitive blue stripes, I'm going to end up putting down a journal card, and then I'm going to layer stuff over the top of the journal card so that there is less writing space on the journal card. If that makes sense. We'll talk about it when we get to it. Okay, so I have all of these plus signs, and I felt like that if I could incorporate them into the background here, it would give more of a mixed media vibe. I really like the way that that looks. I'm going to add one more here. And then this side is pretty much done. So I'm going to hop over to the right side and make it look just as pretty as the left side. So I'm going to start top down. Of course, I put all of the adhesive on this journaling card and then decide to change it. That's just how I roll. So I'm going to put a matching scallop on this side, but I'm going to put it vertically so that it's not too matchy-matchy. And then I really love that craft notebook paper tear, so I'm going to add a little bit more realistic tearing to it with this distressing tool. Just wrinkling things up, tearing it, giving it a rough edge so that it looks like I actually tore some craft paper out of a notebook instead of just printed it. That gives it some nice texture when I put that down. Then I'm going to make sure that this blue circle is far away from the blue circle that's on the bottom of the other page, so we're going to put it at the top. I think it's even going to move itself farther up as we go through this. Now I'm going to, I think this is where I've decided I need to change out that journaling card, but you know, I'm going to fight with this pink circle first, goodness. I really wanted to add in this green circle too for some balance. So I'm going to put this down here. Then we have the matching craft circle as well. And we've got stuff going off the bottom on both sides of the page, so we just kind of have that balance, that matchy-matchiness without it being too perfectly matchy-matchy. So I'm choosing a different journaling card. This one doesn't have any blue on it. It has pink instead, which I'm kind of low on pink on this layout, so that worked out well. But I'm struggling with where to put this sunshine, and as soon as I change out that journaling card, I realize that I can put sunshine at the top and it will say sunshine documented, which is exactly what this layout is about. There was a freak, almost 80-degree day in February this month. Well, I guess last month now. In February, and we were like, we have to get out on the bike and go for a ride. It's too nice outside. So this is definitely a sunshine documented layout, so that was perfect. I'm gonna put this down, or I'm gonna put that back, and then I'm gonna end up moving it, but that was perfect. I wish that Carefree and Sunshine, like I wish that one was at the top and one was at the bottom, but that's not how it worked out. Okay, so this is where I decided that I had too much space for journaling. So I'm going to take the tag and this label, and I'm going to create another cluster on top of the journaling card. And not only does that make there be less space for journaling, which makes it work out a little bit better for me, but it also adds more layers to the page. It makes it just look that much more interesting. So I'm going to put down some more of these plus signs just so that it matches the other side. I'm going to add some staples. There are staples on the digital embellishments, the craft circles with the hearts, like it looks like the felt hearts are stapled to the craft circle. So I wanted to add in some real staples over the fake staples. That'll add a little bit more texture, make it a little bit more interesting, and also just, you know, play off of the digital embellishment. I'm going to switch these up, put this blue one here instead. Of course, my silhouette was a little bit off, so I'm going to trim it off first, and then I'm going to call this good. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Traci M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. There is links to all of the rest of the videos in this YouTube hop in the description box below, and a link to the blog post as well. All right, I'll see you next time. Thank you.